People often ask me, what is Sufism? And sometimes I like to tell them the parable of tea, which is an answer given in our tradition. In it, we're told that once tea was unknown outside of China, but news of this celestial drink had made its way down the Silk Road and into many different lands. In one kingdom called India, the king wanted to know if such a drink actually existed. And so he sent his emissaries to the Emperor of China to ask to drink it for themselves. And when they did, they were delighted. But very quickly, they began to doubt whether they'd actually been served the real celestial drink, because they looked around and they saw that peasants drank it too. In another land called Anja, there was a great philosopher. He was the greatest philosopher of the region, and his favorite subject was tea. He knew everything that there was to know about it. He'd collected all the wisdom there was about tea from all the people who had passed through the land. Some said it was golden in color, some said greenish, some said it was a dry leaf, some said it was something you drink, some said bitter, some said sweet. He knew all that there was to know about it, but he'd never tasted it. Elsewhere, in a land called Mazhab, sectarianism, they'd actually managed to get hold of a little bag of tea, which they worshipped. And one day each year, they would bring out this bag of tea and parade it through the streets. And as it passed through the streets, everybody in the town would prostrate before it. Until one year, a man who was visiting the city watched this procession and watched everybody prostrate, and he remained standing. And he was shaking his head, and he said, "No, no, you fools. You have to pour boiling water over it." An audible gasp went through the crowd, and the priests of tea pointed at the man, angry, had him arrested, and he was immediately killed as a heretic for suggesting the destruction of the sacred tea. Fortunately for us, he had told the secret of tea to a few companions and given them what tea he had with him. And so these companions began to brew and drink the tea in secret as he'd taught them. And as they did so, they grew in wisdom, until the wisest among them said this: "The one who tastes knows. The one who tastes not knows not. Stop talking about the celestial drink, but serve it at your banquets. Those who like it will ask for more. Those who don't are not fitted to be tea drinkers. Close the shop of argument and open the tea house of experience." In this way, these secret drinkers of tea, who were already merchants of fabrics and merchants of jewels all along the Silk Road, became the first merchants of tea, sharing the true use and knowledge of it all along their journeys. And this is the origin of the chaikhanas, the tea houses like this one, which then sprung up all over the world. Now the question is, what is the tea?